Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. S here from s&a'sorgnitecreations. Now, what is going on here? This video here, I'll give you a little talk about what's going on here, what we have, and what this video is about. Wrapping your quartz crystal points. Which way? Clockwise, counterclockwise, which way do you want to go? Everyone knows this here is the beneficial side. Ooh, now it's not. So, counterclockwise, clockwise. How does this work? All right. So essentially, I guess the energies come in at the end points. Now they circulate going counterclockwise, but when they get to the middle, what happens? It changes and goes clockwise. Okay. So essentially, when you look at these, start at the center of the coil and then follow the wire out. It will go clockwise. Okay. So clockwise. This is a directional coil, so essentially the good energies are coming towards the camera, towards us, towards the viewer. This way, it's pulling away, and the negative energy is going this way. All right, goes in this side. Good energy comes out that side. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Start at the middle. All right, it's going counterclockwise. Okay, that's how they work. All right. So, Rodin coil, Vortex coil here. It is powered. This is the hertz up there, the 864. That's 1 octave above 432. All right, so essentially this is 432 hertz. The higher frequency, the 1 octave above, gives this increased range. All right, so while I'm working in here, I've got this here going. Now, I like to have this here sitting on top as well. I will use this one day for a different device. But essentially, this magnetic field getting thrown out in this frequency here, this coil is also picking that up, and it's running through these wires. This is a Mobius coil. It is essentially, hold up. Okay, what I want to show you, this here is essentially a tensor ring wrapped in a Mobius coil. So it's twisted wire, wrapped in a configuration, produces scalar waves, or a scalar field rather. It basically it's cancellation effect of the magnetic field. That cancellation produces a scalar field. All right, so it's not really a scalar wave. It throws out a scalar field. All right, that's technically what happens. Now, just the Rodin coil isn't really doing that. It's more pemf. It's more of a magnetic field of a certain frequency. But this coil here, this one, will do pretty much just pure scalar wave. All right, it cancels out the magnetic field when you put current through this. Now we know that energies cannot be created or destroyed. It only gets converted or changed from one form into another. So, by the magnetic field that the coil is supposed to generate is cancelled out. What happens to that energy? Where does that field go? What happens? It can't be just destroyed or annihilated. It has to be converted into something. That conversion gets transferred into a scalar field. All right. There's still current going through the wire. There's still energy pumping through the wires. But from the machines, this here, from that there, the tri-field meter, you can't really detect much going on. It hardly moves the compass at all. You can barely detect it. Different frequencies do different things, different amperage, different volts. I have run, I think I've put this coil up to 24 volts at 3 amps. So what's that? Let me work that out. Yeah, so the wattage that I've pumped through this is around 72 watts of power. All right. So we're going to do that. So that's 24 times 3. So yes, tensor ring wrapped like that, Mobius coil wrap. Well, it's called a monsoon coil actually. It's not really a Mobius coil. It's a bit different. But there's a couple of coils, as you can see. There's a bottom one and then a top one that's wrapped, and it's wrapped like this in a toroid sort of configuration. Tensor ring in the center. All right. Now, moving on. This device here. This isn't polished up yet. Still got to do a little bit of work on it, but this one here will be available soon. Okay, so if this particular one interests you at all, definitely works. I'm testing it out and I've been loving it. And yeah, it's good. So that will be available. So if you're watching this for the first time, ask if it's available or not. And we'll go from there. Now, on this note, this is what this video is about. So which way do you want to wrap your crystals? The Rodin coil here is wrapped in a clockwise fashion. You can see how it goes. All right. So, but how do you wrap your crystals? All right. Now, what I'm going to show you is, so like this, if you follow it from the middle, it goes clockwise, yes? So you start at the S and you follow that S pattern and it ends up going clockwise. I'm pretty sure all of you watching can understand that. Follow the wire here. So you start here and you follow it, it's going clockwise, all right? So it doesn't matter which end, you start here at the end there and you follow that wire. Sorry for the camera view, I'm trying to hold this. So you follow this bit here, this end bit, and it goes clockwise. So it doesn't matter which way, it's clockwise, okay? So it is a different configuration because it's just a straight wire wrapped, all right? But how you wrap this, you gotta wrap it, this is where it gets confusing. You wrap it counterclockwise for it to be clockwise, okay? So a lot of people think that when you wrap it, you got to wrap it clockwise. But if I did that, it would be counterclockwise when it's finished, and looking at it would go the other way. To prove this, to show you, I've got these wires here. This is what I'm using to wrap these crystals. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start one of these, and I'll show you the process. So I'm going to show you how to start it, but just off the side note, with this here on top of this, I said how the frequencies are going through that there as well. That's called induction, okay? So because this is throwing a magnetic field, the powered device that is hooked up running those frequencies, that's getting, it goes also through the wire here. So if you've got a couple of coils, it's called induction. So that's how that works. So you can stack these coils up and it's also pumping through those coils as well. All right, so I've had an additional coil, same thing. They'll just sort of transfer. All right. So with this here, now you can see this is how I start it. All right. So then I wrap this wire underneath and it comes over the top. I'm going to do one wrap. So it's going to come this wire underneath and around. So that goes counterclockwise. Okay. There. So I have to wrap this counterclockwise. You see, this is the wire that's wrapping. I'm wrapping around. To continue that, I've got to wrap it this way. All right. So that's counterclockwise. But if you stop and you're finished, then follow this wire. Which way does it go? It goes clockwise, okay? So what I'm getting across is wrap your crystal points counterclockwise for them to be clockwise, okay? To help the energy flow clockwise. Because it doesn't matter which way, that energy is going to flow clockwise, okay? So yeah, fully completed wrap, okay? So it's the one I just did. So you can see, if you follow the ends there and you unwrap it, it's going clockwise. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. All right, so to do these, wrap them counterclockwise for them to equal a clockwise wrapped crystal. All right, that's how you do it. This is how I do it anyway. You go by feel. I'm not saying this is 100%. This is exactly how you want to do it. Don't do it any other way. It's wrong. This is right. Do also what you feel. All right. There's people that'll speculate. It depends on which hemisphere you're in. Northern, southern. So southern hemisphere would wrap clockwise. Northern hemisphere, you'd wrap counterclockwise. All right. So there's that. You can do that whatever you want. Is that true? Or is it everything in nature that is good spins clockwise regardless of location? And then you can also get into other ideas. Some of it is proof and hard to disprove. But if it is indeed a globe, Earth, northern, southern hemisphere, what if the Earth is flat? You know? Not saying that's what I believe, but there's people out there that do believe, but maybe I do believe it, but I'm not getting into that. That's not what this channel is about. But then, essentially, what you'd have is this. They say North Pole always is at the center, so that's where your North Pole is. So no matter what happens here, this is essentially how it works, right? So no matter, oh yeah, we can do it like this, can't we? So this is actually a good idea. Off topic, but we'll get back into the video soon. So essentially, if this here was a flat Earth, they say the North Pole is in the middle, and when you circumnavigate, you go around like this. your compass always points north, doesn't it? All right, you can see that. All right, so this is here. So when you go, east to west or whatever, this is what happens. All right, so you're always trying to follow that. But the compass always points north. The say around the outside is south, all south, which makes sense on the compass, doesn't it? Doesn't flip around. And you also can't go any further than like south, because when you hit the ice or your ice wall or whatever, there's an Arctic treaty. All the countries have signed off on that. No one is to go there. Yes, you can have field trips and stuff like that go there, but they're very governed to where you're going to go. No multi-million or billionaire can just go explore at their own expense and have everything they need and buy all the equipment and just have a blast and just explore. You can't do that. Apparently, they'll get shot dead. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is, if the Earth is indeed a globe, a round ball, circling through space, then northern, southern hemispheres, right? On the flat Earth model, if that's actually true and legit, then do you have northern, southern hemispheres? I guess you would. There'd be that would be the equator, not here. It'd be in the middle of this flat disk sort of thing. But does that matter? Does that matter? I don't know northern, southern hemisphere, which way you should wrap. And is that a thing? Take that for what you will. But if you want a clockwards coil wrap crystal, wrap them counterclockwise, and then it will be clockwise. Okay? So that is the key. That is the secret. That is how you do it. Now, on that note as well, when wrapping, say you're making a coil, a Mobius coil or something like this, this is twisted wire. You can see this is a long strand of wire folded in half, then twisted. Now that twist, some will say you got to twist the drill clockwise and twist the drill, because you put the end of it in a drill and you put the other end, the loop, on a hook, and you use a drill to drill it to tighten it up. You want a 45-degree angle twist on this. So if you do it clockwise versus counterclockwise, what's the deal? I have seen people say that you need to do it counterclockwise, and then when it's finished, it's actually clockwise. The same reason you do it this way. All right. But then I've seen other people saying, no, you have to do it clockwise. But then when the energies or whatever are following those wires all the way down through the coil, it's twisting counterclockwise. That's the thing. Same with this. I mean, not the same with this, but this is how this works. So you go counterclockwise, then the energies rotate around the wire in a clockwards fashion. Okay? So if I was to do this, I personally believe that how I would do it is you go counterclockwise to equal clockwise, the same way you do this. All right? That's me. That's my belief, and that's what I resonate with. All right? So do that what you will, but if you want to know how we do it, or how to wrap your crystals clockwise or counterclockwise, this is how you do it. Counterclockwise, wrap rotation when you're bending the wire around it to equal clockwise. Okay? Hope that all made sense. This is my day. I've got a couple of large charge plates to do, so these here are going to get wrapped, so 3 in each. All right, so I've got to do these, and yeah. All right, so I've done 5, got 1 more left with this bit of wire. Now, I have made it so there's 6 wraps going around. If you count the things, 6, 6, 6. Why is this important? 6, 6, 6. I didn't mean to do that. But, if you think about the numbers, what I mean by 6 is Nikola Tesla's 3, 6, and 9. All right, so 6 is good. 9 would be too much, I think, for how I want them to be. Yeah, 3 would obviously be no good. All right, so that's what I've gone for here. Yeah, so I think that's me signing off. Remember, counterclockwise equals clockwise. All right, this is how I do it. And I think that's all I've got to tell you right now. And I didn't really prepare for this video, but I hope you got something out of it and I hope you enjoyed the content. That is it, guys. Stay tuned for more videos, as always. Thank you very much for watching.